For this final event of the athletics program, at the back end of 6 days of track and field, it has been tremendous stuff, and it is that traditional closer, the men's 4x400 meters relay. So here is that lineup from the inside. Pakistan in 1, China in 2, Bahrain in 3, Japan 4, India 5, Qatar in 6, Iraq in 7, and Sri Lanka in lane 8. Qatar, without a doubt, the favourites here. They have an individual champion on lead-off, they have another on anchor, and they have finalists in between. So let's go through the full lineup here from the outside. There is Singaporaj of Sri Lanka. He goes on lead-off for the Sri Lankans. Huma Kumaraj will hopefully, for the Sri Lankans, be bringing the baton home. So the Iraqis, Yasir Al-Saidi on lead-off. Taha Yassin is on anchor. So here is the big fella, the world's second fastest ever 400-meter hurdler, complete with a few theatrics as well. There he is, Abdurrahman Samba. India, Kunhu Putan Purkal. India have had a lot of success here. Though interestingly, neither of their individual finalists in the 400 are here. Julian Walsh, he ran in that final. Didn't miss out on a medal by much. Finished in 5th place in the 400. And here are the Bahrainis. They have 2 finalists from the individual 4 in their team. So they're certainly going to be worth looking towards. China, you could see there, through Wu Yang. He's on lead-off with Yang Li, bringing home the baton. And here is Umar Sadat of Pakistan. I'm sure he doesn't mean that. So Asian Games record held by the Japanese. 3 minutes has never been broken at the Asian Games. Indeed, the Asian record is just outside 3 minutes. 3 minutes 0.76, held by a Japanese quartet at the Olympic Games in Atlanta 22 years ago. Certainly will be interesting to see here how Samba commits himself. It is the longest leg, it's the toughest leg, and I guess if you've got a world-class 400-meter hurdler, you might as well stick him here on the 3-bend stagger leg. And Samba floating across the track. Doesn't have the longest stride for such a tall man, but you do get a sense he's in front at the moment. Musa Issa of Bahrain, he's had a decent run so far, and also you can see there Julian Walsh, and Julian Walsh 5th in the individual 400, but I get a sense here it's Samba for Qatar, very strong up the home straight, and Samba, he hands on the baton to Mohammed Abbas. Abbas will break at the top of the back straight, and at the moment, Rob, it's certainly so far so good for Qatar, but there is some strength behind him.
Yes, there is. The Japanese quartet, it's Koike on second leg for them, and remember how well he ran to outdip his Chinese Taipei rival in the 200 metres to that title. But Bahrain now coming back into the mix, coming up onto the shoulder of the Sri Lankans. It works for the Indian women, and at the moment it's working for the Qatari men. They are out in front, courtesy of Samba, at the halfway stage.
And what makes it a little bit difficult for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th athletes is that there was a bit of choreography there to get into the right position. So Kata well away, this time through Mohammed. He's got about 15 metres. It's the 400-metre hurdler now. Abe chasing down the back straight. India moving so strongly. It really would be a crowning glory to their week if they can pick up at least a silver medal here. And there is just a sense that Mohammed is being caught, but bear in mind they do have the individual champion in the 400 on the last leg. So Kata have not only 10 metres in hand, but they have a champion with his arm stretched out there waiting for the baton, and he's got it. India moving into second place. It's Japan third, Sri Lanka in fourth place. It's been a disappointing run so far from Bahrain. They've got Abbas, who finished sixth in the individual 400, back in fifth place. And storming away here is the individual champion. Almost appears to be overstriding, doesn't he? But he's so strong. He is being caught just a little bit by the Indian. Japan bearing down, but now he'll dig in and he'll stretch out and he'll move clear. And as anticipated, it's going to be gold for Kata. Very close for silver. Japan closing in on India, but India hang on. They get the silver. Japan take the bronze despite the best efforts of Shota Izuka. He couldn't quite get after the anchor leg runner there for India. Well, on a night when they picked up the blue ribbon event, India end their night with a silver in the relay. But I guess, Rob, when you look at the personnel, it was never going to be in doubt, was it? And perhaps appropriate there that it was all set up by the world-class athlete on show here over 6 days.
And not only have they stormed to the victory, not only is it an Asian Games record, it's an Asian record as well, overhauling a mark set by Japan way back in 1996. But the hard work right at the beginning, the template was put in place by Samba. He's such an exciting prospect. Hassan bringing them home with real power and finesse. But from a starting point that Samba put them in, they had a wonderful opportunity. All credit to the Indians coming home 3:01.85. The Japanese were closing with Izuka, denying a fine run by Hiwa Kumarage of Sri Lanka, who brought them home in fourth. But Kata, just a shade outside 3 minutes. They were brilliant. Look at Samba there, midway through your picture. Away and clear, India and Japan in second and third, with the Sri Lankans fairly close behind. Bahrain completely run out of it, by the way. They finished in fifth, a long way off the pace.
Yes, 3 minutes, 0.56. Those are the new figures. That 3 minute barrier remains elusive, but you do get a feeling that when this Kata squad gets to a global championships, they will get underneath that. And as he came up the home straight, you could see how the 400 metres individual champion was staring at the screen. This is that final baton change, and Abdullah Hassan, as he opened up his stride, just coming down the home straight, he can see that big clock, the one he's just going to run past in a moment. As he comes into the home straight, he had his sights fixed on that, and he will have known that not just a goal, but also a Games and continental record is theirs. It's a full house for Kata. They are delighted. So here is confirmation of that result. 3:00.56. AR stands for area record, Asia record. And as you'd expect, it's also a Games record. India the silver. It's been a fine Games for them. Japan coming through in third.
Well, the action on the track and in the field has finished. We now have a few medal ceremonies with which to wrap things up in the GBK Stadium. Our next is for the women's triple jump. one of the most decorated female